man, 3 drones being pulled
More
off. That is
drones
so
being
bad. I
pulled.
mean,
This is not good.
Hydra has like 10 drones in total, so to pull 3 drones off mining is huge at this point in time. And
Yeah. If you take a look at his main, there's almost nothing there. He's actually cutting gas a little bit here. Flash with a bit of a smile. He knows that his team's got the advantage here for sure. And actually, the lair is not even done yet for CJ Hydra. So he's definitely going to be in a lot of trouble against these mutas. You know, he'll be forced to build spores, and even then he'll be putting himself at a huge disadvantage. So I think Crazy Hydra has almost certainly sealed himself a win here, I feel.
yeah, I mean, he's going to need spore colonies to defend this. There's no way he's going to get his Spire up in time.
He has to establish the expansion, however. He does have that one thing going for him, so he'll be able to get that drone count up a little bit. And he is aware of the muta threat.
Indeed, we do see the Evolution Chamber going to start building some spore colonies, running that Overlord away, but it is most likely going to get picked off. Now, this is very interesting, because as you said, he does have the expansion. If he just turtles up a little bit, and just like, you know, builds a couple of spore colonies, defends against the mutas, defends against the lings, and just drones up a little bit more and tries to take advantage of that extra hatchery and you know, the expansion, he might be able to pull this game back. But Crazy Hydra definitely doing a fantastic job so far, and is going to expand, take an expansion of his own as well.
Absolutely. Nice spore colony placement, very important to get the maximum coverage out of the minimum amount of spore colonies. Having to build an extra spore colony at this point for coverage is definitely not something that he wants to do, considering his drone count is extremely low. But he is forced to build at least 2 at each base.
Indeed, he has, but look at how few drones he has now. Spending 4 drones on those sun colonies. He's got 2 guys mining at the natural, and I think something only like 6 drones maybe at the main base. So really, really low economy right now. But you know, Crazy Hydra doesn't have that many drones of his own. I think he's maybe only got like 10 drones in his main base. Also,
ooh, and a Ling actually getting in, gonna possibly kill a drone, and that could actually be pretty big.
Doesn't get it. Barely
Does
not.
not.
1 hit left on
Wow.
that drone. Nice save there.
This is crazy. We got mutas out on the map. Not sure if any buildings are vulnerable or if he'll go for drones or what he actually plans to do with these mutas. He is establishing his expansion, so he may be droning up a little behind this. I don't know for sure. But yeah, both players' economy definitely hurting. Crazy Hydra has the advantage in that he's obviously got the mutas out, but his opponent does have that earlier expansion. CJ Hydra, that is. Oh, and we actually see a 3rd hatchery going down at the 3rd base for Crazy Hydra.
Yeah.
So he will be taking as much of an advantage here as he can with this map control provided by these mutas.
Now, one thing to note is that that base is, in fact, it's a mineral-only base, and it's also inside the main base. So there's actually, it's a protected expansion, basically. There is still only 1 entrance into his main base. So he can defend that while defending his natural, but it looks like a big Ling attack coming in here, taking down all the Zerglings of Crazy Hydra, but the mutas overhead are going to put an end to that. He might try and snipe a couple of drones here. It looks like he's going after the drones. Can he get a drone kill? Looks like he gets 1 drone kill, I think.
Now.
And the rest of the drones do survive. The rest of the Lings are gone. I'm not sure if that was worth it. But, yeah, it's very interesting that that Hydra's taking the mineral-only expansion there, because minerals generally in ZVZ not really that important. The gas is the key resource for those mutas and those Scourge, which are very gas-heavy units. But, I mean, if he's going to make a 3rd hatchery anyway, he might as well make it there, considering it is a free expansion, essentially.
Yeah, and that definitely will allow him to get a high link count for run-bys and counterattacks, etc. Which is definitely very important. You know, having a lot of lings can be very useful, although the mutas definitely take a more important role at this stage in the matchup.
Indeed, indeed. The mutas going out to try and do some harassment. Maybe pick off a drone or 2 with some good muta micro. As you can see, the extractor's actually hanging out a little bit. Oh, it does get 1 drone. Very nice.
No mutas do fall. He might want to pull back that injured muta. Losing even 1 muta to spore colonies in ZVZ is definitely very important. You know, every muta really counts, because when mutas battle, whoever has 1 extra muta, you know, will pretty much win.
Yep.
Obviously there is the element of control in it, but you know, it's very hard to run away from a losing muta battle. You pretty much just die.
Yep, there is moving shot.
So when you
Everything is the same
commit to a
speed.
battle, when you commit to a battle, that's definitely a big commitment.
By the way, if you look at the food count, 39 supply for Crazy Hydra against the 28 supply for Hydra, a huge supply lead. Now,
Yeah, 10 supply in a game like this is definitely very important. You know, it's pretty much all in those mutas.
I mean, if you just, you know, 10 supply doesn't sound like a lot, but if you just think about it in terms of percentages, like, he's got, what, a 33% supply lead over his opponent, and that sounds like a lot more.
Yeah.
Anyway, meanwhile, a lot of Lings running out here. It looks like he's going to try and sneak around and maybe do a backstab, but that is going to get scouted by Crazy Hydra. Just look at the minimap. Look at how much vision he has. The yellow dots spreading all over the place here. Just not allowing Hydra to do any kinds of tricks like these.
Indeed, actually, one Ling does get in the main for Hydra, scouting the entire main. Nothing, of course, out of the ordinary with just the Spire there. Actually, a Ling for Crazy Hydra getting in as well, perhaps. Yeah, he actually may be perhaps able to snipe that hatchery with some Lings if he ever gets in there. They are very weakened. Ling's actually getting into Crazy Hydra's mineral line, quite a few, in fact, getting all over. But Crazy Hydra is doing a pretty good job of cleaning this up. He did lose a drone or two, but nothing too deadly.
A nice job by Hydra trying to, you know, tax his opponent's multitasking a little bit by going in the main and the natural at the same time. But you know,
yeah, definitely.
Crazy Hydra seemed to be on top of it. Didn't really take too much damage. He did lose a couple of drones though, but a lot of Lings were sacrificed, and he's keeping his supply lead right now. I'm actually curious if either player is getting air upgrades. The +1 carapace is actually huge because the Mutalisk bounce obviously hits 3 times, so the armor value is applied 3 times.
Yeah, that +1 armor is actually really, really important. However, the +1 attack, of course, is a little bit cheaper, and you know, therefore, in a really close game, might be preferred.
Indeed.
Although, I think really, if you're going to commit to an upgrade, you pretty much always want to commit to that carapace.
It also finishes a little bit faster, I believe. So yeah, as you say, yeah, I think it does.
Interesting.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, usually, yeah, getting +1 attack first is some kind of very specific timing, whereas otherwise you just want to get the carapace. And looks like a third expansion here, at the gas expansion for Hydra. If he can keep that alive, that will be very nice for him, considering that will mean he has 1 extra gas over his opponent. Crazy Hydra having taken the mineral-only base instead. But it looks like this Zerling's killing a couple of drones here.
Dying.
Not the best exchange, but a huge supply lead now, like a 25 supply lead for Crazy Hydra. I really don't think he can lose this game.
Yeah, his Mutaflock is definitely sizably larger than his opponent's. He should be able to dive the third base extremely easily as soon as he realizes what is going on. He won't be able to make a direct attack into the natural or the main for quite a while, considering the spore colonies there. But he does have pretty much full map control, and even if they were both stay on 2 bases forever, and you know he were to just deny the third, he would still have a huge advantage. Base going down for Crazy Hydra on the right as well at the gas expansion.
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea. I mean, you know, he has the air superiority, he has the map control, he's taken out this expansion. I mean, he's got everything going for him at the moment.
He's got a lot of mutas.
Yeah, and the thing is, in ZVZ, it's really difficult to make a comeback because everything is so low economy, everything is so tight. I mean, there's really not much room. He's been trying to do these Ling backstabs and you know, try and fight his way back that way, but Crazy Hydra's just been playing so carefully, so impeccably that it's just not really possible. I mean, you know, you kind of need your opponent to make some mistakes, play a little bit sloppily to come back in this situation, and it's just not happening. He has lost that hatchery now, and he's just so ridiculously far behind. It looks like +1 carapace has now finished for Crazy Hydra's air, so he's doing a good job. But it looks like a few Lings getting stuck on the back here. Basically, there is a pathing problem in Brood War where neutral buildings are not considered in AI pathing, so units will actually try and run through them if they're nearby. So you have to be very careful with your rally points there. I think that hatchery in the back is rallied poorly, which is causing those Lings to freak out like that.
Yeah, definitely a famous example of that. Well, not famous, I guess, but prominent one. A few months ago, I guess, J-Dong managed to sit a couple of drones or something on a ramp and block about 20, 30 plus Hydras from getting out of his base for an extremely long amount of time. He ended up actually winning the game either way.
Indeed, that was awesome. There are GIFs of plenty of that. If someone wants to link that in the chat for anyone who hasn't seen that, it is so funny. You don't even need to know like what the situation was or anything really. You just like look at it and you're just like, what is going on? It's beautiful.
Indeed. Third gas being established for Crazy Hydra, as we did mention that gas is key in creating a large muta ball. And you know, the mutas are pretty much what there is in this game. Considering how much Hydra is kind of playing defensive with these spore crawlers, you know, we could see a tech towards defilers for plague or something perhaps, or maybe some other weird tech that we don't too often see. But, you know, continuing on with mutas pretty much will never cost you a game except in very specific situations where your opponent has prepared a, you know, weird counter strategy.
Yep. And, I mean, it's so funny that this game is still going on.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of on Crazy Hydra. Crazy Hydra just deciding not to press the issue. I mean, I hope he's just like gonna wait for +1 attack and then go for it or something. Like, he's getting a little bit silly at this point. He can just end the game. Look at how many mutas he has. Oh man, I mean he's like.
I mean, there are quite a few spore colonies, but I think he could still. Oops, I just paused the stream. Sorry. I think he could still.
Yeah,
bust this,
with
you know,
that
straight up.
many mutalisks, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of
scores will just
mutalisks.
fall so fast. And okay, he's mining his.
You can't actually really see the exact amount because they never fan out really, but
Yeah.
we can tell that it's a lot more than his opponent.
One little tip that I learned is that if you just look at the shadow underneath the mutas, you can get a rough idea. Basically, the darker the shadow, obviously, the more mutas there are in the clump. So I mean, at this point, there's so many mutas that it doesn't really help anymore. But you know, when you're looking at like one control group of muta, you can differentiate between like 5 or 6 muta and 11 muta like that.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite useful. But anyway, it looks like the mutas of Hydra are moving out now, going towards the 3 o'clock base. The mutas of Crazy Hydra on an intercept course here. He's staying nearby his main. He doesn't want some kind of weird muta attack into his main that'll kill a lot of drones and his Spire. But here we go. We might have the big engagement here, the final battle, muta on muta action over the base of Crazy Hydra. This is
Here
actually
they
good for
come.
him because some of the muta bounce is being tanked by the hatchery and the eggs. So not only does he have a superior air force, but he's also got defender's advantage, and he's got Lings going into the main base of Hydra here. Hydra is just completely dead.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Wow, GG.
It is completely evaporating for Hydra, and that will be GG. Alright, I gotta refresh the stream because I'm slightly behind.
Crazy
Also
Hydra
back.
making it 2-1, and KT Rolster takes down the Brood War part
Oh,
of
yeah.
this series.
Indeed.
Congratulations,
Oh
but it is
god,
not
I
over
forgot
yet.
to update the players.
And now we are moving on to SC2, and Flash has not yet played today.
Oh baby, Flash hasn't played, and we're moving on to StarCraft 2. Everybody get excited. You should already be excited, but if you weren't, you are now.
Exactly, and if you were already excited, get more excited. Boom. Uh-oh, another shield
yes.
person appeared in my chat. More shields! It's crazy, man. It's being taken over. It's like a hostile takeover right now. All sorts of crazy icons going on. Alright, so everybody pray for Flash.
Pray they were not dumb enough to set him for game 3. Oh god. That would be nightmare of the century.
And I can hear the commentators already saying, Lee Young-ho! They want Flash as well. God, I'm getting all tongue-tied just thinking about it.
I'm so excited.
Also, by the way, guys, if my voice sounds hoarse and I cough or sniffle occasionally, I apologize. It's because I've been casting a long time, and I'm a little bit sick, actually, so, yeah. Sad.
That's
It's very
unfortunate.
sad.
Someone suggesting let's get #Flash trending on Twitter. Should we do it? Let's try it.
You guys can do it. I don't use Twitter, so I can't do anything. But
Alright.
guys,
Twitter.com/PokeBunny. You can just retweet mine if you want. Just #Flash. That's all.
hashtag
See if we can get Flash.
Go, go, go.
#Flash.
Hashtag Flash.
#Flash.
Hash Flash.
Someone wants to post it up on Reddit and make it more popular. Let's see if we can get #Flash trending on Twitter.
우리의 하늘과 우리의 미래, 대한항공이 열어가고 있습니다.
In flight, Korean Air.
Dude, it's gonna be so
Yeah,
funny
a
when the
lot of
KT coach trolls us and like sends Mind, Barracks, and Action as his 3 players, and people are just like, what? What's going on? It's gonna happen.
That would be pretty wonderful. And pretty awful. Oh yeah, another important point that I just saw in the thread. Hydra, the purple Zerg, the CJ Zerg in that game, is actually half blind. He only has one functioning eye.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was a joke.
No, he only has one functioning eye. No, it's true. It's completely serious. I actually knew that before, but I forgot because I haven't watched this game in forever.
Aha. That's interesting.
Thank you for everyone, the kind comments and threads and stuff. I just searched my name to see people talking about me, and there were people talking about me and thanking us for the English commentary. So thank you too for watching.
Nice, nice. Looks like we're actually the only event on air right now, actually, as well.
We are
Everything else is
monopolizing StarCraft.
Indeed we are. With sick viewer counts. Hey, TT1 is streaming this. What?
He's trying to steal our viewers.
TT1.
He's jealous.
TT1's so jelly. Do, do, do.
Sorry, everyone is probably tired of me reading comments about myself, so I'll stop reading them.
Now I'm just taking a breather here. Gotta keep myself alive for the rest of the day.
Probably a
We're
good
not
idea.
even halfway through.
It's true. That's depressing to think about.
Dude, it's exciting to think about. Think about how many more awesome games we're
You know
gonna
what?
see.
You're actually right. You know, I was thinking that it was depressing to think about, but I'm not even pretending. Like, I'm legit really excited to watch a bunch more StarCraft.
Hey, dude.
Part of me wishes that the KT match was at the end, so that I would be more excited at the very end.
Actually,
because
wait, let me...
aside from the Flash hype, I'm a very big KT fan.
Well, Woongjin Stars is playing at the end, and they're supposed to be the best at SC2, right?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
We get to see Sulky.
We might, if we could see a Sulky Ace match or something, that might be pretty fun. To top it off.
Oh, Korean guy.
KT
Translate.
wins.
Translate.
Ah!
Oh, sure. Oh, like they're impressed by impressed by his zergling movements apparently.
Yeah, it
Also
was
Michael
actually
in this
really
battle
good.
over here.
I gotta agree with them.
The question was like why are you so good at this battle and stuff, and then the answer was he was just confident that like this final the event's happening, he's hyped up, and then he said he grew some balls so he can do this like really big offensive attacks and gain some big advantage of it.
What a boss.
Indeed.
Also, and this situation was like often occurred in the practice game, so he was really used to it as well.
Ah. Very important.
They're asking about, about what kind of thoughts you're having in season 2 overall. So he's worried in the beginning, but as time comes, he's gonna be better and better. And he's just saying, well, so it seems like your skills are increasing every day. And then he's saying, oh, I think I can reach to a point that I can be one of those the top 3s or a really strong player.
죄송합니다. 한번 분위기를 좋게 만들어 그랬는데 안 됐네. 이제 임성현 선수도 계속 이제 다음 출전 때는 적으로 경기를 해야 되잖아요. 네. 앞선 SK 경기 보셨잖아요. SK 재판 게임단에. 네. 사실 스타크래프트 2에서 적을 플레이하시는 분들이 막 징징징징거리시는.
So the question is, all the StarCraft 1 Zerg players, when they switch to StarCraft 2, they always cry that the race is so weak. So he's asking that to him. And then he says, I mean, even though I got a very bad race, I'll practice really hard, try to win with the Zerg race.
Yeah, they all seem to think that Zerg sucks. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's probably the most different, like, mechanically, like the feel, the kind of style.
Yep.
I
So
don't
right
know.
now he's saying in his practice games, the practice ladders, or his practice game with the other pro gamers, he said he never won yet.
Probably not looking forward to next week.
Yeah, it's saying it says the Zerg changes a lot. It's like it's very versatile, and it's like every time he has a battle, it's not as it's like it's different every time, and then you can't really find out a pattern for it. So he just decided that he just concluded that the race is really confusing.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, saying he's really glad that there's so many fans like cheering him on. Since like season 2 just started, it's been a long time. Just thank you for coming and. Yep.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Crazy Hydra,
Thank
for being
you
a Crazy
for showing
Hydra.
awesome game.
Yep.
And yes, thank you, ATK, for translating.
Yep.
Like boss.
Can't wait for Flash though.
He's just here to
Yeah,
translate
I'm sure
the Flash
they'll ask
interview.
him a bunch of questions.
That's
They'll
like all he's
definitely have a
actually
lot
here
to ask
for.
him.
Whew.
You're gonna peak hard in viewer numbers when Flash plays, I gotta say.
Oh, baby.
The second Flash steps in the booth, like Reddit will explode.
It's like instant
Like, there
double
will
viewer
be
count.
at least like 5 threads. OMG, Flash SC2.
Yeah, so the commentators are talking about StarCraft 2, where the overall flow is like really different. So they themselves don't know what kind of plays are like shown, so they're really
Yeah.
excited as well.
Nice.
I'm excited. We got StarCraft 2 coming up next. You know what? God, I love this format. I actually really didn't think I'd be saying this, but I actually find this so entertaining. Like,
Right.
I think it's awesome.
Poke Bunny has been converted to the dark side. Guys,
I would hate being a
he is a
player in this
Kespa
format,
agent.
though.
Poke
Not gonna
Bunny's
lie.
being paid by Kespa. Ah!
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, this hybrid thing is really cool. I mean, we could have some of the Brood War fans transitioning very slowly, I guess.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That is our
You
goal.
have to watch StarCraft 2.
That was kind of the goal, I think, of the slow switch, is that they could get a lot of the fans to stay with it. And I actually think this like mixed format is really fun. Like, I think the strategies, like kind of comparing them between the two games and seeing how they adapt to playing both, is just kind of really interesting. Anyway,
I would like to see better
That's
SE2 games, though. I mean, you know, the first series, the PvP was
the
bizarre.
first two were pretty
And
average.
then, like,
the PvC
yeah,
was, the PvP
Jaedong's
was
kind
boring,
of just
to be honest.
died.
The PvP was not a very interesting game. And the PvZ